Alright everyone, let's talk about climbing the arena in Raid Shadow Legends. Now this is something a few people have asked me about, and it's actually something I'm very happy to get into details talking about in a video, because this is something that I have actually experienced quite a bit playing the game, and I spent a majority of my time in Raid Shadow Legends actually climbing the arena with a not so strong team. In fact, I'll tell you guys some of the champions that I used to maintain and climb in the arena. Up until a couple of months ago, my arena team actually didn't have Foley in it, didn't have High Katoon, because we didn't even get High Katoon until those 90-day login rewards came out. I was even using champions. I know I had Kale at level 50 in my arena team. I even had Jizzo in my arena team for a really long time. And I was using some other champions like Vrask occasionally, Nazana, and even earlier on I had Shaman in my arena team. So you can see that my arena team was definitely not the best, and I was still able to climb and maintain a pretty high rating. In fact, it was pretty early on when I started Raid Shadow Legends, I was able to actually get all the way up to Gold 4 with some of these really bad champions. And the way I was able to do this was a couple of different little strategies and pieces of information that I thought I would share with you guys today. So let's jump into it. Now, even now, I actually don't even have the best arena team. Of course, if you are a newer player in comparison to a new account, it's going to be really good. But for how long I've been playing the game, how much experience I have, how many hours I've put into it, you know, even now my arena team, it's really not that great. Foley is not going to be the best arena champion, and the overall synergy of my team, it's not the best. There's definitely plenty of people who have significantly better arena teams, and I would say if you watch a bunch of the other different YouTube channels that do Raid Shadow Legends content, I probably have one of the worst arena teams out of all of them. It's really not that great, and there are plenty of teams that I could not take on with this setup right here. Still have absolutely no problem maintaining Gold 4 and staying at pretty much the maximum number of arena points this entire time, but I'm able to do so utilizing a few different strategies. These are the same strategies that you're going to want to utilize when you are in the lower arena brackets and you are climbing up. So if you're in bronze, if you're in silver, if you're in the lower gold tiers, these are some of the strategies that I was able to use to climb with a not so great team. Now, number one, this is without a doubt going to be your absolute best friend. I cannot emphasize this enough, is the free arena reset is going to be your best friend. Use this every time that you can. Whenever you are playing Raid Shadow Legends, whenever you're able to log in and click this free refresh, you get one every 15 minutes, which is actually a lot. That's 4 refreshes an hour. You know, if you are playing the game, even if you're idling, try to log in and refresh the arena teams as much as you possibly can. Something that I even do is I like to set a timer so I don't forget, so I can actually get as many of those refreshes in as possible. So if you want to do something crazy like that and set a timer on your phone or on your desktop, definitely want to utilize all those free refreshes. You definitely don't want to spend gems, it's not worth it, but you do want to take advantage of every free refresh you can get. Now, with the amount of free refreshes that you get in Raid Shadow Legends when it comes to the arena, you really don't actually have to do that many fights in order to climb up. You have an entire week to actually go through, and you have an entire week in order to get the amount of points that you need to climb up one tier. As long as you can end up getting that many points, you know, in the bronze, it's only 100 points to climb. In the silver, it's going to be 100 or 200. And then in the gold, you need up to 300 points. You have an entire week to end up getting all 300 of those points. And if you can do that, then you aren't going to drop below that. So using those free refreshes is going to be one of your best friends. Now, something that I find when it comes to arena is it can be very discouraging. A lot of the times you're going to look and you're going to see, man, that's a team I can't beat. This is a team I can't beat. This is a team I can't beat. You're going to see that there's going to be a lot of teams that you cannot beat. But another thing is you're going to encounter a lot of free battles. People who either just leave their defenses pretty low. They'll leave like a level 1 champion as their defense, or they'll overall just have a really easy team with a lot of not so good champions. Or you'll also find that in addition to all the free battles that you can end up getting, the way that it seems like the arena teams populate is it'll either be a series of 10 teams that's, you know, pretty difficult, or sometimes you'll just encounter a whole bunch of really easy teams as well. It sometimes is a mix in between. Sometimes you'll find some easy teams and then some difficult teams, but it usually tends to be one or the other. That's what I found. So a lot of the times, even if I encounter a bunch of teams that are really difficult, if I just refresh a couple of times, you know, usually within 3, 4, 5 refreshes, you'll end up coming across a whole bunch of arena teams all in the same refresh that are a lot easier than the teams that you were seeing before. So it does take some refreshes, it does take some time and dedication, but especially if you are utilizing this free arena refresh every 15 minutes, you are going to find those free battles, and you are going to find those refreshes where there are a lot of easier teams. So definitely want to take advantage of that. Also, going back to the actual tier list, you definitely want to be aware of when the arena reset is. As you can see, today is actually the arena reset day. So if 8 hours and 22 minutes before the arena resets, you're going to end up getting your gold chest, of course, or whatever chest that you're in. You're going to get all your arena rewards, but also when the arena refresh actually happens, you are going to go to the minimum number of points that you need in order to maintain that rating. So for example, I'm in gold 4, even though I have 3,199 points, which is the maximum. At this arena refresh in 8 hours, it's going to bump me down to 2,900 points. So you don't actually need 3,199 points. It doesn't matter if I have 3,199, 3,100, 3,000, or 2,902 points. It doesn't matter, it's going to bump me down to exactly 2,900. So what that means is you want to be very aware of when the arena reset is going to be so that you don't end up farming a whole bunch of extra points that you don't need to. Like if you're climbing, for example, let's just say that you are in Silver 1. All right, if you are climbing and you are at 1,399 points, you are 1 point away from Silver 2. But if you are at 1,399 points, when the arena reset happens, it's going to bump you all the way down to 1,300 points. So what you want to try to do is you want to try to maximize the arena reset time and try to just push your points right over the edge so that you don't end up losing too many points, because all those points that you lose, that's extra battles during the next week that you're going to have to make up for just in order to get back to where you are at. So if you are really close to the next tier level, what you want to do is you want to try really hard to just bump over that next tier level. So if I did move from 1,399 points to, let's say, 1,405 points, then because I'm now in Silver 2, at the arena reset in 8 hours and 20 minutes, now instead of being bumped all the way down to 1,300 points, I'm actually only going to be bumped down 5 points down to 1,400, and I will be able to keep my Silver 2 rating. So this is definitely something that you want to keep in mind as you are going through your battles. You want to be mindful of this, try to min-max it as best as you can, and either don't work too hard and get too many points that you're going to end up losing, or you want to just barely push over the edge so that you do get that next bump up in your rating and it doesn't get reset and rolled back all the way down after each reset. So definitely be mindful of this and keep in mind that at the very most, you only need to get 300 points each week in order to actually climb steadily. Even if you're only climbing 1 tier per week, that's totally fine. That means it'll take a couple of months in order to go from bronze up to gold. Nothing wrong with that. Just make sure that you are mindful using your resets and keeping in mind how many points you need so that you don't waste too many points. Very, very important. Another thing as well is when it actually comes to the battles, it's very, very important to try not to pick a fight that you think you are going to lose. Now, it's very important because when you fight a battle that you think you're going to lose, if you're climbing, this is very harmful. If you're already maxed out at 3,199 points, it's not really a very big deal if you lose points because I'm already at the maximum rating. But when you are climbing, it's especially painful when you end up losing a battle because not only do you lose your actual arena token, which is a limited resource that you need to fight arena, but you also lose points. So now you need to do 2 battles to get to that point that you should be at if you were to have won that battle instead. So it's especially harmful when you are actually climbing, and what you want to do is you want to be very mindful of the battles that you actually pick, and you want to be selective. Now this is obviously going to depend a little bit on everyone differently, depending on the champions that you have, but you can actually take a look at the arena battle, and you can take a look and see what the skills of the champions that your enemy team actually has. You could see, okay, this is a champion that is going to be good. I can fight this champion. This champion is not going to be so good. Maybe I should avoid, this team. and you can kind of make those decisions individually based on the team. Now, generally speaking, there are certain champions and certain champion combinations that I like to avoid. One of those is actually going to be Gorgorab and Apothecary. If you don't have a lot of DPS, it's going to be very difficult in order to take down teams that have the Gorgorab and Apothecary combo. The other one is, let's see if I can find him. It's this guy right here. This guy is pretty tough because he puts in ally protection, invincible, which means that whatever damage you're doing is actually only going to be half the damage because he's invincible. You can't kill him, but he's still taking half the damage. So I try to avoid this guy. Obviously, any really big speed units, you want to try to avoid speed units as the first unit because that is going to give the enemy team a speed aura. And of course, when it comes to the arena, generally speaking, the team that is going to go first is going to win. So if you don't really have a lot of speed on your team, you want to be mindful of actually picking arena battles where they also have a speed unit, because it probably means that they're going to go first. They're just going to completely obliterate your team before you actually have a chance to do anything. Very frustrating, but that is just kind of the state that arena is in. Now, I don't want to go too much into specifics about what champions to avoid, what champions to not avoid, because again, if you use the strategy of refreshing your arena counter every 15 minutes, you don't actually really have to battle the difficult teams. You can use this free refresh to your advantage to just pick out all those free battles where people don't really put that many champions, or they leave one champion for their defense. You can pick out the easiest of the easy teams. Even if you don't end up fighting them all that often, you'll be able to actually fight them enough for you to still steadily climb through the arena tiers. Now, I know something else that you are probably going to mention is, what about your arena defense? Aren't you still going to lose points if you don't really have a very strong arena defense? The answer to that is yes, you will lose points, but generally speaking, there are so many accounts in Raid Shadow Legends. The overall accounts are so flooded that you should not really be losing too many points each day if you are not losing too many battles yourself. The way that it works is, of course, the arena algorithms and the way that Polarium does this, it's a little bit complicated, but generally speaking, the more battles that you actually lose, the more that you're going to get targeted when it comes to your arena defense. This is not 100% always true, but generally speaking, that's one basis to go off of. So if you do notice that you're getting attacked a lot, it could be because you ended up losing a lot of battles yourself recently when it comes to arena offense. So that's just another reason why when you are attacking, it really harms you in so many ways if you pick fights with people that you think you're going to lose to. You're going to lose arena rating to climb up, you're going to lose your refresh tokens, and it also possibly means that people are going to attack you. But still, even if there are a decent number of people attacking you, when it comes to the free refreshes, you still should be able to combat any points that you're losing in the defense, because there are just so many counts, so much population of overall arena teams that you should still slowly be able to climb if you are resetting every 15 minutes. Another thing as well is you don't want to end up just barely getting over the arena points. Like if I was, again, going to Silver 2, 1400, you want to maybe make sure that you have a little bit more than that, just in case you do end up losing a battle or two in the arena defense during the refresh. It's really, really frustrating if you end up getting bumped down a tier and then you lose all those points at the actual refresh. That's going to be one of the biggest ways that's the game is going to challenge you and make it frustrating for you to climb those ratings. So if you keep all of these things in mind, and you strategically reset your arena every 15 minutes for free, as long as you kind of keep an eye on the different systems and kind of the way that it works, you should slowly be able to climb even if you don't necessarily have the best team. It really is about kind of focusing in on using that free refresh, how the arena climbing works, and trying to get those free, easy teams with all your refreshes for free, and just kind of learning to climb up slowly and steadily. So definitely this is the strategy that I used. Even with not so great champions, I was able to actually get all the way up to gold 4 with not so great champions using these different methods. So it is going to depend a little bit here and there. Sometimes I find the arena is difficult some days. It's easier other days. It really seems like when there's an arena event going on, things change a little bit. exactly how the algorithms work with Plarium and how they populate the arena teams is a little bit unknown, but it does get a little bit more difficult at times. It does get a little bit easier. You'll notice weird things, especially when you're doing a bunch of refreshes. Sometimes you'll see a billion easy champions, and sometimes you'll just see a billion impossible teams, even in the lower rating. The best thing you can do to combat that is to absolutely take advantage of these free refreshes, and slowly but steadily will win the race when it comes to arena. You don't have to rush it. You don't have to take too many unnecessary risks losing battles while you are climbing up. If you do refresh, you will slowly and steadily climb up. So just wanted to share these strategies with you guys. This is how I did it and how I was even able to get to the highest arena tiers without actually the best team setups. It is still possible. It might be a little bit more difficult now than it was earlier, but it definitely is still possible. So hopefully you guys were able to use this information to help you climb up a little bit. Thank you guys, everyone, for watching the video. I hope that you guys learned and it helped out. And if you guys did enjoy the video and you want more videos like this in the future, consider subscribing to the channel. It really does help out. A huge thank you to all of you guys who have subscribed recently. And if you can, take a quick second to drop a like on the video as well. A big thank you to all of you guys who do that. Thanks again, everyone, for watching. Have a fantastic day. And until next time, this is Salt of the Salty Guild, signing out.